again, it's the 34 format, which means you have two new, not new anymore, I guess a couple of years you've had it now, balance sheet and income statements. More along the lines of business, you'll look at everything's combined into one column, all your money, all your assets, all your debt, one place. Supposedly it makes it a little better picture for boards to make decisions on. And income statement, again, it's all combined. It starts with expenditures, basically because I think municipalities are here to provide service, which costs money, and then it shows how you provide the funding for those expenses. And then after that, you go back to your fund accounting, where it's all broken out between the funds. Basically, that's what you're going to see now. If you have any questions, feel free to.
In looking at your report on the notes to the financial statements, it says that our total long-term debt is $63,125,882. That's what you came up with. Mm-hmm. And I noticed in the payment of bonds, there are some years in the items that you have that we are paying more in interest than we are in principal. And the bonds that we have outstanding, which run to the year 2022, we will be paying $56,835,070 in interest.
That's the problem with debt. The longer the debt is, the more interest you pay. You think of your mortgage, a 30-year mortgage on a house, you're paying more interest than you are paying principal. It takes like 18 years to get to being paid.
And in looking at the schedule you have, there are a couple of years where we're not even paying on the bonds, and the interest is accruing to the following year. Wouldn't it be prudent upon us to try to save some money and pay those off a little sooner to save interest?
I hate to give financial, advice, because I'm the auditor. I could be independent. Obviously, debt, you don't want debt, but you need debt. You can't fund schools with current funding, especially in this environment. So, it's a complicated question, I guess. No simple answer.
And then it says on page 25, the benefit of the tax referendum, the last one we passed, realized in this year, has been fully utilized. Consideration of these factors continues sufficient doubt about the district's ability to continue as a going concern. That was a comment that was on page 35. And below that, it says management plan with regard to this matter includes reducing costs and receipts of increases in the general state aid based on student population. And then on page 34, you have over expenditures of budget. It says the education fund was overextended due to non-budgeted on behalf payments of $4,537,181.
Yeah, on behalf payments is a strange animal. That isn't money coming through your district. That's money that ISBE is to provide for covering your teachers or anybody in the TRS. So it goes from ISBE or from the state to the pension. And we're supposed to put that in your financials, and all schools have this problem. It shows you the income and the expense. It washes out at the end. The problem being is when you look at the expenditures by itself, your expenditures are going up. You didn't budget for it. I mean, it looks bad, but it really isn't because it's not money going out the door. There's an offset of revenues. And again, not money going through your school. It's just something that needs to be on the financials. That started a few years ago.
Right, I'm just interested. The bonds that you were talking about, what were those for? Bonds?
A long-term bond? A lot of them were purchased in '96. The big bond issue was '99. About $33 million in bonds in '99. So they have various payouts plans and schedules.
Are those are fixed? Do we accelerate payments, or is that a fixed sort of thing that we're bound?
Well, it's a fixed thing, but we might be able to pay them more, but I don't know if they might charge us a penalty for doing that too. Because there's investors involved.
Typically, you see a lot of refunding issues, depending on rates and that sort of thing. It's something to look into, but
Are there any other questions? If there are no other questions, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next item is the authorization to pay the December 2006 bills.
It's the recommendation of the administration that the Board of Education authorize the administration to process and mail the December 2006 bills when funds become available to do so, and to furnish the detailed accounts payable reports to the board at one of its January 2007 meetings.
Second.
Motion made by Ms. Hannah, seconded by Ms. Jones, to approve the payment of bills for December 2006. Discussion? Roll call.
Ms. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. McBride?
Yes.
Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
Ms. Hannah?
Yes.
Ms. McGuire?
Yes.
Mr. Reddick?
Yes.
Mr. Shipley?
Yes, motion carries. Next item is the authorization to intervene in cases involving tax assessment objections.
It's the administration's recommendation that the Board of Education authorize Henshaw and Culbertson to intervene in cases involving tax assessment objections or reductions exceeding $100,000.
I so move.
Motion made by Ms. Jones, seconded by Ms. Hannah, to authorize intervention in cases involving tax assessment objections. Discussion?
Some things that we're going to do, I know you shouldn't
I have no idea. I have no idea, but past recent years, there has been a steady flow. As I remember last year, Pat Morris started to think that the numbers were decreasing. We didn't get a big hit a couple of years ago. And really, the gist of this is because often the mail comes in when the school's closed.
The current prices came out last week.
It did. It came out last week. But a question regarding the Midwest generation down on the lakefront. Now, they're part of our revenue source, right? And I know that they were a big part of the tax reductions last year, but it was masked under the heading of Commonwealth Edge. Okay, but they're Midwest generation. Okay, and I know that right now they're in trouble. And I guess my question is, we're going to fight diligently if they propose to reduce taxes.
Of course.
Okay, there's no further discussion. Roll call.
Ms. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. McBride?
Yes.
Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
Ms. Hannah?
Yes.
Ms. McGuire?
Yes.
Mr. Reddick?
Yes.
Mr. Shipley?
Yes, motion carried.